What is up, everybody? We are back, and today we are doing a trade recap. Today is March 26th, 2026. This trade was taken at 8:41 in the morning, so let's check it out. So, let's see. I was very bearish today. I knew price wanted to retrace into some sort of higher time frame PD array. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Am I forgetting something? Anyways, made 1200 today, and yeah, on the 1 hour, this was a internal high, and there was a 15-minute fair value gap right here. We had yeah, basically we can go to the 1 minute. Hopefully I find it. There we go. So market opens, we instantly dump down after creating a wick or a candle with no wick on top. So that's a pretty good draw on liquidity. We also have equal highs on the 15-minute. And we took out all this low resistance liquidity, as well as filling this hourly fair. I guess not. But we did sweep this higher time frame liquidity. And then we can go down to the 30-second. I don't usually take 30-second inverses, but this one I felt really good about. This was the AMD model. So huge manipulation or distribution downwards, and little accumulation, manipulation downwards, sweeps this 15-minute low over here, and we get a 30-minute inverse right here. And I actually enter on the inverse. I don't enter on the breaker structure because I don't know. I haven't seen if it's actually worth. If you inverse a fair value gap, it's the same thing as price telling you it's a break of structure. It's just proving that it wants to go that direction. So we inverse this 30-second fair value gap, and if y'all remember, this is a 5-minute fair value gap right here. Not this one. This might be this is a 15-minute right here that I wanted to see as manipulation if I wanted to look for longs. So we get this 30-second inverse, and I go break even at the 5-minute fair value gap right here, and we barely even retrace into it, and I take profit at the equal highs. So what I could have done better, let's check out the journal. There was actually, I don't usually take 30-second inverses at all. This one felt good. I was a bit scared of longs, I will be honest. Longs were a bit scary to me. You know, just having all of this space to fill out on the higher time frame. But, you know, I was waiting for a retrace. The 15-minute equal highs were okay. I think this is what I could have done better. I think if I realized that these equal highs were inside of a 15-minute fair value gap, that we were going to go higher. And I say that because the next PD array is the 1 hour intermediate high. So the reason why the 1 hour intermediate high is better in this case is because the 15-minute was already tapped twice. So this would be a magnet for longs, but this would also be a good take profit. And I'm not even saying that because I see price go up now, but my past few wins, I noticed that we have tapped into this 15-minute fair value gap twice, and we closed into it once. I could have done I could have taken out some of my position there and managed my position better by, you know, keeping some contracts in there. So That's what I could have done better. There was a 15-minute up here. That's just being greedy in my opinion. We do have this 1 hour internal fair value gap or internal high. That was a good draw for me. That I'll probably go for next time if I see the same thing happen. But overall, really good trade. I really liked longs, I'm gonna be honest. After I entered, I was scared of longs, but when I saw this setup, it was beautiful. So yeah. How long was this video? 5.5 minutes? What do I even talk about, dude? Okay. Well, let's go over the journal. Journal all your trades. I mean, as you can tell, I journal all of them. So, March 26, 2026. I say I'm bullish only because, you know, price swept the liquidity and, yeah. So, 1 hour bullish for value gap. We swept the liquidity inside of that 1 hour bullish for value gap. And liquidity sweeps started slowing down. It started expanding less. Kind of like a U. And I noticed that some traders actually used that, which kind of makes sense. It was pretty good. It worked. AMD to liquidity sweep. So AMD manipulation to higher time frame liquidity sweep. Very solid. 30-second IFEG. Honestly, I liked it. Didn't have to wait for the break of structure even. I think if price wants to go a certain way, it'll tell you one of two things: break of structure or an inverse fair value gap. Just invalidating some sort of structure, whichever way it's going. And then I targeted the 15-minute equal highs. I could have. Let's see, 15-minute internal highs equal internal highs. Take more profit next time. Yeah, because the third time, usually the third time is when a fair value gap fails on with, you know, internal highs inside of the fair value gap. It's usually how it works. Because when there's a wick above the fair value gap, you kind of have to break past the fair value gap to get to that next wick, unless price is still moving, you know what I mean? So stuff like that. But I put my potential RR as 1.8, but I realize now it could have very well been 2.83. So let's put that. And I have this little thing right here. This thing is so sick. I love it. So AMD liquidity sweep, 1 hour for value gap, and a inverse for value gap. We might have had a CISD. That was the inverse for value gap was prior to the CISD. Just before it. Technically it was because this black candle opened above it, but let's see. Yeah, I made 1,200 on the day, and the trade lasted 4 minutes. Like, it's kind of crazy. It was a very, very good trade. Very happy. I'm going for my first payout right now. Let's see how I do tomorrow. I probably will post a video of me trading tomorrow, like live trading, not just a recap. So yeah. Anyways, journal all y'all's trades, and I want y'all to realize that trading is genuinely drawing liquidity. I don't know if y'all noticed this, but the past couple of days, just every session, dude, you know, touches 1 hour for value gap, sweeps, distributes down, sweeps this liquidity, goes up, touches 1 hour for value gap, comes down, sweeps this liquidity, goes up, distributes, sweeps this liquidity, touches 1 hour for value gap, comes down. We're looking like we're consolidating in the higher time frame, but if I took a short to this liquidity right here and had my stop all the way up here, I'll do it on my demo. Look. If I did this, Obviously, I don't really care about the demo, but you know, price could come back up here, but I honestly don't see that happening. Draw on liquidity. Price comes up here, reacts off this 1 hour fair value gap, and you know, looking to sweep some sort of internal liquidity, which is probably somewhere in here. So, what do? We chase this liquidity because we have this hourly respected fair value gap with so much liquidity. Unless, yeah, we hit this first, came back up in one candle, and came back down. And now we're consolidating. You know, at some point we will hit this. I mean, it's just. Anyways, just a little information to leave y'all off with. We've been doing it all week. These are external lows. I could be pretty bullish for the next couple weeks. But, you know, we could distribute and sweep this 4 hour. Well, I actually do think that's why I took this short. But, you know, once we sweep this, I think we'll be pretty good for longs up until around this point. And then look for a retracement. Who knows? But yeah, on that note, we'll end it here. I'm glad I'm back, honestly. And on that note, I will see y'all later. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.